Oh, you are hello. It is Tease. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. So, as I'm literally sitting here, just gathering more epiphanies, as I'm just literally as I'm sitting, I'm thinking and just noticing everything, and then I don't know if do I let it go? Do I get upset? There's so many feelings and emotions, but one part of me just want to express like, okay, hey, what I notice or what's going on or how I feel or whatever it is, even if it's a rant. But then there's other parts. There's like a small part of me, and then there's other epiphanies. Like I say, when I say I notice everything, there's one part that says, okay, hey, should you say something? And then the other part is be quiet. And not necessarily be quiet because I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to, mention who stole the cookie from the cookie jar, but it's pretty much like certain things you don't have to share, like maybe if I win the lottery, like I don't speak like, I don't talk like, I'm not a parrot, but sometimes even when it's the delivery, like, oh, well, you didn't have to say it like that, or it could come off offensive, which is I don't mind about that because it's sometimes I have to get it out, no matter how the delivery, even though delivery matters too at the end of the day. But sometimes if it just spews a certain way, if I feel like I have to use profanity or I have to yell, then so be it, because there is a message there at the end of the day. But then there's other parts like, okay, don't share the next step, or don't share what you know, because even if it might appear like you know everything, I don't know. I still have a lot of learning to do. But like I say, it's only a small part of me that says, oh, shut up, or don't tell them that the bomb is going to drop tomorrow. But it's like, if I see it coming, I'm going to have to say something, so I won't have to continue talking to myself, even when I get on YouTube and I feel like I'm saying something, but I feel like I'm talking to myself, unless it's something that's not productive, and then people hear me, and I don't know, it's just really weird. I feel like when I give I don't know, maybe that's what it is, like nobody, I mean, I guess it's gonna reach who it needs to reach, but I feel like whenever I give warnings or try to give advice to people, they don't listen. But then when it's too late, then I have to be there to absorb the consequences with, for instance, okay, don't go in there, it's a burning building and you get burned, and I have to be the one to bandage you up, or I got to be the one to throw the water on you, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, help us. That just makes me so frustrated. I'm like, what am I? But I guess I can't mention what I've noticed. So what I am noticing is everything and everyone around us is fake. It's all fake. Like everybody who you call yourself looking up to on social media, and I don't want to say everybody, literally every single person, but I would say a huge majority, like to where the people who are real, you probably won't be able to reach them. But everybody's fake. Like, and I'm like on YouTube, flicking through these YouTube channels, and even the people that I watch, I'm like, oh, they're pretty cool, but everything is like a money grab. Everything's a business at the end of the day. And like I said, I get it, get payment for your work, but even me, I'm very business minded, but I can't call myself helping you or doing something for you, and then I'm telling, okay, be sure to buy my t-shirt, or be sure to meet me at the I don't know, certain things I'm just like, is it really genuine? If it, would I do it if there was no money involved? And I'm just like, oh. I'm just like, what the hell's going on? And it's like, people, and literally, and everything is just like, is that really what it is? Is that really who they are? Even when I say like everything and everyone is fake, because like we're literally we're in a game. Like we're literally playing a game, and this world as we know it, like as far as working, going to school, paying bills, go home, and you got your fridge and the stove, that's all literally, it's like a part of our game, like a part of our brainwash, so to speak, Home, that's like one of the places, okay, this is probably where you're at the majority of the time. And if you're not at home, you're at work. If you're not at work, you're at school. If you're not at school, you're at church. And it's like, we just have like, we're limited to certain places, certain things, around certain people, and anything outside of that box, oh, be quiet, or who told, it's things get weird now. And then now it's people, oh, shut up, don't say that. Now I'm just like, oh my goodness, sometimes I'm just like, and I try to get out of my head. I don't want to be in my head so much where I'm driving myself crazy, but if I'm noticing things too, I still need to get it out. I need to outlet it, like some like therapeutics, if you will. But yeah, literally, it's like as I'm thinking, like people and these things, like literally everything's fake. Like food, of course we know our food is fake because oh my goodness, look around. Oh, but and that's another thing too. Like a majority of our food is probably all of it. I think anything that's like of America, I think anything, the stuff that we eat and consume, or that's on the shelf or at fast food, it's banned anywhere. You couldn't. It's illegal to go there with that. Like maybe if you bring like McDonald's fries from here, you might get arrested going with McDonald's food or bringing something that's banned here to like an overseas. You'll think, oh, this is my bag of Doritos, and you might get arrested for that. They don't. Everybody does now sorcery and garbage, and it's only us. It's rumored that the Americans are the most indoctrinated, the most brainwashed, and then the most misinformed. Even if it's just certain Americans, there's something about the Americans. It's like we have the best and worst of both worlds. We're supposed to be the quote unquote best country, but yet the people like we don't really. Everything's a lie. It's just all fake. I'm just like, and I'm just like literally noticing it. And then even the people that are the churchgoers, like they claim to be so righteous, claim to be on the straight and narrow. Those would be your biggest demons. Like none of these people. Like as I'm thinking about it, like with the lady who they said she put on a great performance. The lady was literally she was basic. That was basically, I would say, soft stripping. Like she was stripping without stripping. She didn't have to strip because her dress was already open, but on all fours, you're kicking out of your boots and your wig, and I can see your drawers, and I'm just like, and a woman just in general, even if you're not in the church, your legs should not be pried open on, but then none of these churchgoers see nothing wrong with it. Even when she finished, when she got done dancing out of her clothes, she sashayed off stage with her hands on her. Nobody seen anything wrong with it. I'm just like, these are supposed to be people of quote unquote God. I'm like, what God are you serving? What, like, maybe they are God. Like, what are you? Who's your God though? And then it's like people and they're stuck in their wicked ways, their double lives. That's like with me, I would like to be honest. I don't want to have any skeletons in the closet. Like I'm not one to tell my business. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, I just killed Peter to pay Paul. Well, I'm not gonna tell my business, but I'm not gonna come before you as a sweet angel if I know I am a demon at the end of the day. Because even me, if I was a demon, I would own it. I really would. Because I actually have potential. It's literally anything's possible. But with me, I can feel anything. I can be anything. But my genuine self, like literally, like what coasts my spirit is literally just being cool and comfortable, helping people and quote unquote saving the world. Like literally, that's just me on autopilot. Like I don't have to think about it. Like once I'm that, I'm cool. Everything's perfect. Everything's fine. Like, oh, where are the birds? To me, that's my perfect world. Just literally just being cool and comfortable and no chaos. That's it. I don't require things to be perfect. I don't need this and that. You don't have to do. Everything's cool. I don't have any craziness in the brain. Like even in this moment, this piece of quiet, just this little moment. In this moment, I feel zen. And I would love to capture the moment, but it's like also live in the moment too, so it's like I'm cool now, but I can only go based off my environment. Chaos breaks out and I might find myself in a chaotic moment. You just never know what's going on, so yeah, but I'm just noticing it's like, and also too, I feel like I want to, because as I mentioned before, there's really nowhere for me to run. I always do stress, get away from the people, or don't do this and this. And then sometimes I feel like I don't take my own advice. I'm like, get out, but then again, though, even though I'm not taking my own advice, even in the moment, maybe you could. Even if I say, okay, don't do drugs, and I'm literally the biggest drug addict this side of hell, but maybe you could take heed and you could say, okay, maybe I shouldn't do, because even when I say get out of the major cities, if you can, get the hell out of here. Because like I say, with me, I feel like I'm just going to tough it out into where I literally do have to just pick up and run. Because right now in the moment, I would love to get away from the chaos, but I'll just leave from one chaotic area to another. Like for me, there's nowhere to run. Not even the mountains, because literally chaos and craziness is everywhere. Like you'll be surprised. Even underground, like I don't understand why those people with the bunkers, like they don't realize, like literally the earth has been eating itself too. There was literally a whole highway, like it seemed like the flat ground highway, and it was I want to say about half a mile of that highway it just dropped into the earth. It wasn't raining. It didn't have cracks in it. It seemed like a fairly new highway, like just a regular old paved road highway. And literally, I would say about a half mile worth of the hole, it just dropped. And I'm just like, wow, Yeah, and people really think they can run from fate. Like, I'm going to kill you on ground and I'm going to go underground, or I'm going to go to the Mars or something. But it's like, you do realize you are occupying a created space, like for instance, like if you're in my mansion and it's like, you're going to hit me across the head with a skillet and then hide my attic. Like, I'm not going to know you're there. It's kind of crazy. It's like there's much bigger beings than us. Even the demons, you have your demons think that they're running something. You're nothing without the wires and cords. I can promise you that. Literally, this system that's running us right now, it's all based off of wires and cords. This is called the machine system. You feed that so they can feel like something. They need technology. They need wires and cords to feel like something. So it's like you need wires and cords to feel like something, and then you have another being that doesn't need anything and know exactly what, it's like you're a little shrimp. Trust me. Your biggest demons, they're nothing. So trust me, this is just a big, sick, nasty game that we're playing. But I'm like, I would just like to stay in the bleachers. I watch. But yes, I'm just sitting thinking. I'm just like, oh, look at this. And I'm literally noticing. It's like literally everything's fake. We can't count on anybody. Like literally, the men and women are tainted. Like we are our own worst enemy. Like the women are terrible for the men are terrible for the women. And everyone's not that way, but it's a huge chunk of us. It's enough of us. Even though it's not all of us, it's enough of us to where we're tainted, so to speak, as a group. Even if it's just 2 or 3 of us. Okay, you have 10 men, 10 women, and there's 4 out of each group, got kind of like a toxic mentality. Then it might mess it up for the whole group. Be like, okay, just because she's toxic don't mean then I have to explain I'm not a Cardi bitch. I'm not a, I have to explain myself because of, what have we been giving to the world? Like, what have the women been doing? And then with the men, I feel like the men, they never have anything positive to say about your own women. And I believe it is true. We do hate each other. I don't want to say that I don't hate my people. I get frustrated with you. I don't hate you. I wouldn't go out my way to make you look bad or kill you or nothing. I wouldn't watch you die. Even if you're hanging yourself, I'd be like, well, if you're going to hang yourself, do it over there, because I don't want to be the one to clean you up. I just don't want to do cleanup, that's all. But yeah, it's just, it's like, yeah, as I'm thinking, I'm like, oh lordy, to the point where it's like, yeah, the majority of the people is kind of like, if we don't wake up and smell the roses, it'll be like one of those things where like literally, I might be the only one who's alert, to see what's going on. Like those people I had mentioned with those churchgoers, they didn't see anything wrong. Like they were so possessed and hypnotized and maybe demonically possessed, like they didn't see anything wrong with the performance. But I'm sure I don't know. Maybe that's different. Maybe they don't see anything. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it is harmless. Because with these churches these days, they are very secular. They're no different than the club. Literally, the church I grew up in, that was damn near a club with a cross on top of it. So I guess I want to say I get it, but I don't. Because even if we're all sinners. Just don't put the cloth. Don't do it in the name of the Lord, or don't do it in the name of religion. Because all that's supposed to represent quote unquote righteousness and holiness. And I have yet to meet a righteous and holy person who, like I say, you get these nasty, I don't know, these men, I don't know if I'm just disappointed and I'm just, but you get men, like I say, the women are tainted, men are tainted, and I feel like the melanated man never has, or at least the ones that are on social media, never have anything positive to say about your own women. Like for instance, like people are literally dragging Vivica Fox. They're dragging her like she said that she want to be the king of the world, and then take everybody. And they're just making it seem like she said she wanted to be the biggest monster. All she said she's looking for love. You know what I mean? Whether she's young, old, or rich, poor, whatever it is. Like. Who are you to tell her she doesn't deserve, or she's too old for that? You know what I mean? Every Negro that got online was basically bashing her, saying, "Oh, well, you're this and that. You had too much plastic surgery. You're too old, or you're this." Basically, you don't talking down her. Nobody else does that. And I'm certain that you wouldn't tell anybody else that. You can't find love. Would you tell an old man that? No, the old man's gonna feast. Why can't she? You know, I'm just like, oh, yeah, we are effed up as a people, but I can say though, with a straight face, I am ready for the reset button. I really am. Literally, I'm just getting tired of being the only normal person in the world. Even though, and I'm the furthest thing from normal. That's the crazy. That's how you know we're living in a sick world. Because I'm deemed insane, and I'm the only quote unquote, and I feel like I'm the only normal person. Yeah, this world is twisted. Yeah, but literally what I'm noticing is just like the fakeness, the phoniness. Like literally, like I said, the people who you look up to, it's like, it's just all a business at the end of the day. Like it's about money. It's like, do they really care about you? Are they really thinking about you? And it's like, probably not. And it's like who do you genuinely have to look up to, like, or look forward to? And I've noticed this too. I'm noticing this on YouTube, because I'm on YouTube enough to know, like, as I'm flicking through like channels or the threads, and I'm looking, like, I'm starting to feel like there's nothing to watch on YouTube. And you'll think it's supposed to be millions and billions of videos on YouTube, but I don't. Sometimes I just feel like I'm not getting any substance anymore. If I do, I get every blue moon. The people who really just gonna always give me substance 24/7, like, I don't see them like that. I noticed one that come through one of the homestead lady. She had like a farm or something, but she gives good information too. Like, she'll tell you, you know, with the whole alerting the women, like, hey, you know, people, watch out for the grocery store. You know, she'll alert you and tell you to stay on your toes. You know, make sure you're you know, alert and you're not letting your guard down. But I just feel like as the time go by, like, we're losing more and more substance, and I think people are getting more and more brain dead too. It's like they're changing, you know, for the worse too. It's not like we're just changing because, oh, change is good. Like, no, we're changing for the worse. Like, literally changing to where, like, the children are on their own, and then it's like, while the children are being fed to the wolves, then you got the predators at the all-time high, and then you got to watch out, make sure you don't get robbed because everyone's broke now, and you got to prepare to be fighting over potatoes. And I don't know, it's just like so much craziness. Like, and like I said, there's nowhere for me to run, but I'm like, I don't want to get to the point where I'm just sitting back and staying out the way to where I literally do have to storm out the door, like literally run for my life. And like, I'm just like, oh my goodness. But then if I do run, we'll go around and go where though, you know? There's nowhere for me to run, like literally. I got the whole world, but really, trust me, it's trouble in the land. Can't run with it unless I go and maybe go in one of the bunkers and get eaten up by the earth. Go get me a bunker. Literally go underground, go right to the belly of the beast. Oh man. Or a volcano. Like a mountain or something. Like, you'll never find me there, in the corner of a volcano. That was actually a saying too. He said a man, and this is kind of I'm ad-libbing. A man would rather live in the corner of a volcano than, no, it's better for a man to live in the corner of a volcano than live with a heckling bitch. In so many words, it's a quote or a scripture, but it's basically saying, like, you know, when, you know, if you're a married couple, you know, husband does his part, wife does her part, but basically the wife, don't be heckling, don't be a terrorist, don't be a heckling so-and-so, like, you know, be supportive, you know, don't terrorize the man, because most of the time they say men get terrorized in the streets and then they just want to come home for refuge or for rest, you know, like, leave me alone when I get home, so to speak. So basically it was the quote is, it's better for a man to live in the corner of a volcano than at home with a heckling bitch. And like I said, I'm ad-libbing, and it's not quite like those weren't the exact words, but you know what I mean. So yeah, but man, this moment actually feels good. I actually feel zen now. Like, I'll take a deep breath and say, "Woosah," you know, and I'll just capture this moment. I'll keep this moment. Literally, when there's chaos, I'm gonna feel like this. Great. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess I'm just noticing the BS and I'm noticing the game. Like, this is fake, you know. And that's another thing too. This is gonna make me irate too. But literally, the people that are complaining about the inflation, I know I mention it too sometimes. I only mention it because I just mention it as like a form of preparing. Like, oh, everybody's going broke, so that's gonna prepare you to not get robbed, or, you know, just to be careful, because if since everybody's broke, then that means the crime's gonna go up, and you might just get robbed. It's gonna come with the territory. But it's like people are saying, oh, rent's too high, rent's too this and that. But it's like you're still paying for it though. Rent is gonna keep rising because y'all gonna keep paying for it. If it gets to the point where literally gas is $100 a gallon and nobody's buying the gas, they're gonna eventually have to come down in order to get their customers back. But here's the thing, we're feeding the system. So it's like, if you're feeding the system, you have to shut the hell up. Because I can't say, oh my God, gas $50 a gallon, and I'm literally going to keep paying for it. But as I'm complaining, it's like gas is going to be $100 a gallon because you're going to pay for it regardless. But again, if it gets to the point where like, I'm not paying for this high ass, and you start doing the alternative, then they're going to have to come down on those prices. Because at the end of the day, they need your money. They might say you're just a small shrimp, or you're just a nobody in this world, but not really. Not if they need your money. They're just being disrespectful about it. But at the end of the day, these businesses, even though they got it and you don't, they're nothing with they really do need you, or at least until AI kicks in. But even then, though, when they, I guess we probably wouldn't need the money if they're going to get rid of it. But at this moment, yeah, they would need you. While inflation, while they're literally milking people of their money, you don't have to give them your last. You don't. If it's to the point where, okay, I have $10 to my name and rent wants to $10, but I'm short on rent anyway, then it's like, I'm probably not going to give you rent. Or, like I say, food's $1 million and you only got $10. Like I said, there's no sense in going broke trying to keep up with something that's meant to drain you and kill you. You know, like, just walk away. It's okay to not, you don't have to have this stuff. We're just used to having it because we're, what is it? I don't want to say ungrateful and spoiled, but maybe a little ungrateful and spoiled. Only because you just feel like everything has to do something for you, where you gotta have this and you gotta have that. Like you gotta have a car, you gotta have a, you know, you don't have to have them. You have to have the necessities. You know, have, you know, what you need to survive. But it doesn't have to be this or that. I guess the luxurious part of it. I think we're maybe, I don't want to say, yeah, maybe are we materialistic? I don't know. I know I'm not materialistic. I'm actually very down to earth. I can be up and I can be down, like literally. Like you can see me on the side of the road, you can see me in the car, you can see me on the train, see me on the bus, even though in public transit I am. Every time I'm like, oh my goodness, why am I on this damn train or bus? But yeah, I think I'm pretty versatile and neutral when it comes to, you know, just being a genuine person. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a human, you know. Don't have to have, you know, don't have to have this and that, so to speak. I think the only thing I require is sanity and comfort. And stability, maybe. Yeah. Like as far as like, what you gotta have, yeah. I don't think you gotta have sanity, comfort, and stability. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But that keeps me sane, you know. Yeah, but alright, I guess I'll stop babbling. But I guess we can just make that change. If it's something that you don't like, or if you just, you know, be that change, you know. At least for your department. Like, okay, if you don't like things to be a mess, or you don't like chaos, you don't like disrespect, just make sure everything is good in your section. You see what I'm saying? Oh, there's no disrespect in this section. There's no foolishness in this section. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no chaos. There's no, drama, so to speak. Can't save the world, but you can save your department. Okay, alright, anyway, be well, be safe.